For so long, Indiana was one of the country's losingest programs. Now, they just don't know how to lose. You've probably seen Omar Cooper Jr.'s unbelievable, toe-tap touchdown that kept the Hoosiers unbeaten in State College, a play that will live forever in college football highlight reels. Because of that moment, Indiana stays at the top of the rankings for another week, holding strong as one of just 3 undefeated teams left in major college football. It wasn't the only heartstopper of the weekend. Vanderbilt barely survived Auburn in overtime, clinging to its playoff dreams. The Commodores now get a break before finishing the season with 2 massive games against Kentucky and Tennessee. Out in Iowa City, Oregon pulled off its own escape, surviving a defensive slugfest with a walk-off field goal. Meanwhile, Texas Tech stayed hot, rolling past previously unbeaten BYU in Lubbock. Texas A&M kept its streak alive in Columbia, moving to 9 straight wins behind another dominant defensive showing. Only Indiana, Ohio State, and the Aggies remain unbeaten. In the American, Tulane and South Florida both took care of business, keeping their paths clear toward the conference championship. And in the ACC? Pure mayhem. Both Louisville and Virginia fell, shaking up the race completely. Oh, and UConn quietly improved to 7-3 after a win over Duke. At the top, Indiana remains the story. That comeback win over Penn State wasn't pretty, but it was gutsy. Curt Cignetti's Hoosiers are now 10-0, led by quarterback Fernando Mendoza, and the best win in college football this season, that road victory over Oregon. Right behind them, Ohio State continues to dominate with efficiency. Quarterback Julian Sayin has been nearly perfect, completing over 80% of his passes and leading an offense that simply doesn't make mistakes. Texas A&M rounds out the top 3, cruising past Missouri with ease. Quarterback Marcel continues to shine, and the defense is suffocating. Alabama and Georgia are both gaining momentum as well. Alabama's defense smothered LSU in a gritty win, while Georgia bulldozed Mississippi State behind a huge day from Nate Frazier. Their matchup with Texas next week could define the playoff picture. Ole Miss coasted through an easy win over the Citadel, but the showdown with Florida looms large. Texas Tech continues to impress, proving their toughness week after week. Oregon survived the elements and Iowa's grinded-out style with a last-second kick, showing championship poise. Notre Dame extended its win streak to 7 by overwhelming Navy, and Texas, after a bye week, looks ready to test Georgia's strength with Arch Manning hitting his stride. Week after week, the playoff picture grows sharper, and the stakes rise higher. Indiana keeps finding a way, Ohio State looks unstoppable, and A&M refuses to blink. The question now is simple: who's going to flinch first?